Hey guys, so I woke up and saw that I'd gotten stopped out of Ethereum, and I was really pissed because it's the second big position in a row where I got stopped out on Ethereum because Ethereum's acting like a shitcoin. It's not acting like a major, right? Um, and what made me see that is once I got downstairs and got to my desk and I looked at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin looks really strong. It still looks bullish. I mean, the one minor trend line failed, but the 55 EMA is holding up extremely well. So we have Ichimoku dynamic support doing really well. Fucking dogs. Well, I'm not starting this recording over. The dogs can fuck themselves. So I think it's stupid for me to completely alter my plan on Ethereum when Bitcoin's actually pretty strong. So one of the things I noticed, which is something you guys should look at too, so we had a really strong bounce off the trendline support on Ethereum. Now this is the major large rising wedge, right? And once that base fails, that's going to be a really good short opportunity. Now that I'll go with. That should definitely be a good short opportunity. But I was also considering getting back in for the bounce. It's not showing up on this chart, but I actually had an entry plan down here after the dip, so I didn't get it because the second candle didn't come down far enough. So I FOMO'd in a little bit right at the 99 EMA, so I have a small position now, nothing big, just so I don't get left in the lurch if we do get a nice bounce back to the top of the range like I initially thought was going to happen. If you remember my call, I said we're going to bounce off the bottom trendline support and go back to the top. If the 55 EMA doesn't hold, 55 EMA failed, I didn't have an order down there set, I woke up 5 minutes too late. So it is what it is. Anyway, I have a small position now. Where I FOMO'd in and just figured, screw it, I'll get into Ethereum. But I shouldn't really be making decisions on what I should do with Ethereum based on what I'm seeing with Bitcoin, because, or rather, I shouldn't be making decisions based solely on the Ethereum chart, because if I look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's extremely strong still. So, that said, I think what I'm instead going to do is I'm going to ride this up. If we do fail the trendline support here, I will short. But other than that, I'm not going to touch Ethereum right now. It's just too unpredictable. My models for Ethereum have been so accurate for what, like over a week now, right? I mean, if we go back, it's every single move up here, I had gotten into a large trade within like 0.5% of the absolute bottom. So after the run I've been on with Ethereum, I think I'm just going to be proud of the work I did, walk away, let her cool off a bit, not worry about Ethereum right now. I'll probably focus on Bitcoin in the short term. And I think you guys should too. I think if you see something that's more stable and predictable, like Bitcoin, versus something where all these supports keep failing and you keep getting stopped out of trades, just stay away. So I'm done with Ethereum for now, is the point of this video. And to point out to you a concept that's very helpful, which is when you do see something like that, try to look for patterns between the two. So here you can see that we bounced right off of the 55 EMA at the exact same time on the exact same candle that we bounced off of the trendline support on Ethereum, right? So you can reasonably extrapolate from that moving forward, if Bitcoin does come down and test the 55 EMA again, that should coincide with Ethereum coming down and testing the trendline support again. So you can keep an eye on a single chart, but infer potential moves about other charts based off that. So if you're going to continue trading Ethereum, the only way I am is if the trendline support fails. That's one of the main things I'm going to look for. If I see Bitcoin dip down and the 55 EMA doesn't hold and it comes all the way down to like the top of the cloud or the 99 EMA right here, and Ethereum hasn't yet failed, that's going to be a good opportunity to potentially get into an Ethereum short early, because chances are if that happens, Ethereum is going to follow suit and that trend line is going to at least be tested, if not fail. So I'm not saying to get into anything based on that, but it's just something to look at and something to help you track what's going on. If you can find a pattern where something like Bitcoin that's more predictable and more stable can be modeled and can help you anticipate what's going to happen on Ethereum, then instead of tracking Ethereum, which has been erratic and very hard to model in the last 12, 14 hours, you're better off looking at the predictable models and then using that to extrapolate what you think will happen with the other chart versus trying to model what's going to happen on the unpredictable chart. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to cool down, not really mess with Ethereum. I'm not going to fixate on the Ethereum chart right now. It's just going to make me more mad that I lost that last trade. And I'll touch base with you guys in a bit once I settle down, have some coffee. Then I could dive into Bitcoin a little bit more. In the meantime, just looking at it right now with the naked eye, I'm spotting the trend line at the top now. If we can get above that trend line, that'd be a pretty good bullish signal that Bitcoin's not done, and it might actually recover and push the market up a little bit. And then the next step, if we do get that, would be to look at the altcoins and see which altcoins have been more stable, which altcoins have been moving up with Bitcoin, or at least staying stable with Bitcoin. And that's the reason why the one trade I did get into was HT token. Again, I did it on mobile, so it doesn't show up on here, but HT token I got in just above the 55 EMA. My SL is just below, and you can see on the 15-minute chart, my SL is at 399. Right there. Just about 0.5% below my entry. So I got in over here, up ever so slightly. I'm banking on this 222 on the 15-minute chart. Also coincides with the 55 EMA on the hourly chart. I'm banking on that to hold because Bitcoin has held very similarly. And this is a perfect example where I have found at least one altcoin that matches up with Bitcoin pretty consistently. So I'm using what I've noticed on Bitcoin to help model what I expect to happen on HT. If I can find other altcoins that are similar, that could be a good opportunity. If you look at XLM, that's a little bit green. Everything else is red, so this might be another good one. It's sitting right on the 236 Fib retracement. XLM may be a good play, although it is within the cloud, beneath the bottom of the cloud. Chances are we could see XLM fall to the bottom of the cloud, so that's something to keep in mind. ELF, I actually have an ELF position that I got during the last run-up, but it's not very large. It's only like a few grand. So at least I'm making a little bit. That'll help cover the loss I took on Ethereum, which was like a couple grand. And then XLM we already looked at. Yeah, so that's really it. MTL maybe, waves. I would take a look at anything that's a little bit green while everything else is red, and that may be another alt that's holding with Bitcoin. All right, hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to look at that stuff in a little bit, hopefully find some more opportunities. I'll let you guys know if I spot anything. And in the meantime, you know the one trade I'm in, well, two really, because I am in the ETH trade, just not with very much. And if you guys do spot anything that matches what I said, where something is holding bullish and matching up with BTC while all the other alts are bleeding, let me know what you found, because I might want to jump in with you.